Hello, everybody. Super good morning to everyone. How's everyone doing in this wonderful Friday morning? 8:30 in the morning right now. And this is your host, Kevin Chan here, bringing you live another one more episode. Today we're going to talk a little bit about QiMen, and the topic is going to be about asking quality questions. Right, so if you're practicing QiMen, technically speaking, you are being asked a lot of questions, or you are asking some form of a question to find an answer about the unknown future, right? So you are using a forecast tool, or what we call a predictive tool, right? So to do this, right? So of course, when you want to predict something, you need to basically inform what you are predicting. Whether people are asking you, you are asking it on your own self, right? So the quality of the question that you ask become very important, because why? Low quality question, you're gonna be inviting low quality answer. Now again, it's either way. If you are the one asking somebody else to answer the question, if the question that you ask very good, then you're gonna solicit not very good answer, right? So same thing also if you're the one who's doing the reading on yourself. If your question is not really that awesome, right? So to start off with the entire understand the question, right? So you need to have a bit of a framework, a bit of a structure, and I will begin off with letting you all be familiar with this thing called the 4 quadrant, right? So it's basically four general type of question classification, right? So of course, each of them happen at different time frame, each of them have different strength, right? So that's very normal, right? So but just for you guys to start off with, you all should have certain amount of awareness after this particular session as to oh, I'm asking question basically is in the this quadrant grouping, and this quadrant grouping is gonna create this sort of responses. Right, so now of course, good morning to GB first. I got Yen Yi around, Marissa, Cindy, Pekpui is around. Super good morning. I'm very happy that to see that you guys is able to join in at this current hour, which is a pretty what we call early, right? So before this, I do this in 7:30, but right now I have to send my little prince to class, right? So yeah, 8:30 is the earliest I can do right now, right? So unless there is no class, then I can do a little bit more earlier, right? So now depending on situation. Hello, Jamie, right? So okay, come, let's go in us of asking questions, right? So this is going to be a bit of a mini series. Mini series means maybe got 3 or 4 episodes. Alright, so today we talk about the general question quadrant first, so that you have the knowledge. Then later we're gonna talk about how to structure a question. That is important. So if you are practicing QiMen, especially you are practicing on your own, you really need to know how to structure the question. And to understand why the question needs to be structured in such a way, you need to understand the quadrant of the question. Then maybe we will do a case study, right? So I got some case study that we can go through, right? So we will do some case study, and you will take a look at the quality of the question being asked. Hopefully the case study don't offend the person too much. Won't be revealing the person, but the question, if the person see, the fellow gonna see that, isn't that the question that I asked? Oh my god, no. So but never mind, right? So just for studying purpose, right, we're gonna do that. She's probably gonna kill me first before I do it. But anyway, right, so let's go on and get it done. Let me just shrink myself down to the smaller version. As usual, you want to get in touch with me, there is Telegram, right? So Telegram, you can get in touch with me. You want to get the latest update, it's all going to be in Telegram. Anything new that I want to post is going to go into Telegram. Anything that can be downloaded from any session that you are seeing, will be thrown into Telegram itself. Right, so that is gonna be the semi-quasi main communication platform. You can chit chat with me, you can send me PM, whatever it is, right? So all is accepted. Go ahead and join the Telegram. So if you still a bit more old school, like to read newspaper, I actually got a newsletter. Newsletter means that the content that I publish into that will be emailed to you once you are subscribed. Right, so you get you get an email notification. So emails mean that you don't have to download this particular software, Substack. You don't have to download Substack. It's completely fine one, right? So it will email to you, you can read on your email, right? So that is basically the newsletter. So the newsletter gonna cover forecast related matter, right? Whether annual forecast, whether it's monthly forecast, you know, it will all be published in this particular platform. So if you would like to read forecast, you want to have the forecast information prior to the actual video sharing, this is where you go to get it, right? So if you are part of the paid subscriber, so which means that you want to monetary what we call support me, right? So it's like buy me a cup of coffee, you know, type of thingy, right? So you can basically go into the paid subscriber. So the paid subscriber get a little bit additional publishing. So right now it is publishing the home buyer guide, how to choose a good feng shui home, right? So it's basically inside is about a 40 article series, right? So no, which means that for the next 40 days it's going to publish every day. So you want to access the paid content, you know, then you know you become a paid subscriber. Before this already published, which is 60 pillar, right? So 60 pillar is there. I think the next portion of things that I'm going to publish is going to be a detailed version of 60 pillar. Yeah, I'm going to have a detailed version. Okay, right? So I'll publish that up, right? So see, you know, where you like. So of course, you know, if you just want to join a happy community, aka called fan club, right? So I got a Facebook fan club there, right? So you know, it's basically the Kevin Chan giving community, right? So you want to join, you know, you can basically join that one. So if you just want to come in, blow water, so you know, there's also a lot of other people publishing things inside. You just want to get generally more informed of the metaphysics world. This is where you basically go. So I will be the one of the main contributor inside. Oh yes, the video version of the monthly forecast is actually done on Facebook. Right, so you want to watch the video version, you know, go and, you know, subscribe to Facebook, right? So that's, you know, some of the channel that I manage right now. So, you know, you want to, you know, keep in contact with me, or you want to recommend me to some of your network around you, right? So these are the channel that you can use to recommend me to them. And of course, you know, always thank you for those of you who are giving me support, and for those of you who have not subscribed to the YouTube channel, right? Please do click the subscribe button, please. Right, so now QiMen, right? So when we are applying QiMen, you need to know that QiMen is highly used in war. But in the olden days, QiMen seems to be the go-to tools when it comes to war decision, right? Because why war decision is usually very expensive. Expensive in what way, right? So if you are the attacker, it is expensive because you need to march a fairly large amount of soldiers. It's gonna drain a lot of resources in traveling to the place whereby you are trying to conquer. So it's very, very expensive doing that. So, you know, you cannot be, you know, going to the place and then halfway decide that, you know, the game is over, you know, let's go home. There's no such thing. Right? There's basically no such thing. So you need a tool that is able to give you a forecast on the action that you are taking. So a lot of time I give example is that, you know, you are going to attack a city, you're going to attack a fort, you're going to basically attack a castle, whatever that you're trying to attack. Right, so you carry your soldier. So when you carry your soldier, then definitely you got some sort of battle plan. You got some battle plan already. You cannot carry all your soldier to a place and then go there and then now what I'm gonna do? You're not gonna do that, right? So although a lot of people ask question, is that category of question, right? So but anyway, right? So when you go there that time, you know, you probably would have planned that I'm gonna use fire arrow to basically shoot the hell out of the, you know, places. Then what you do is that you open up the QiMen chart and basically ask QiMen chart, you know, hey, you know, I'm gonna currently use my plan is to use fire arrow to shoot the hell out of this particular person. You know? So how is it, right? So now this is a QiMen question. This is a QiMen question to forecast whether my action, what are going to be the repercussion, reaction from the other side. Right, so there's a lot of information you get from this sort of question that further enhance your decision making. It's there just to enhance your decision making. It's not there to decide for you. Right? QiMen got no interest in deciding anything for you. It is just there to tell you these are the situations. So when we do some case study that time, then I'll explain to you what I see from my vantage point that probably you are not seeing, but that's the entire idea. Now, even if you are the defender, it's the same. If you're the defender, you find that, you know, there's 100,000 soldiers right outside your doorstep, you know, trying to storm your city, right? You have to, you know, come up with countermeasure against them, right? So you're asking QiMen also is the same, right? You know, if this is going to be my countermeasure, how's the situation going to be? Right, so the QiMen also give you basically the same sort of answer to tell you that if this is going to be a countermeasure, this is going to be what happened. Like for example, if you're using archer, so these are basic military. If you play enough military game, you basically would know it's a rock, scissors, paper situation. So if you are using archer, the other side is using cavalry, horse, your archer is gonna die because the horse is gonna be able to close distance before your arrow reach them. Right, so arrow usually is fire on an archer. Right, so you don't fire arrow straight away, because if you fire arrow straight away, it's gonna end up in the ground very fast. Arrow gonna travel downwards. So you're gonna shoot in an arch, but if you shoot in an arch before it reach, the horse is gonna reach you. Right, so which means that archer versus horse, archer versus cavalry win. But if let's say that you see cavalry coming and you swap out your archer and you put in lance soldier is a fellow with a long lance, then your cavalry would die. Simple as that. Okay, right? So that's basically how you think of it, right? So that's what QiMen is for. So that's why asking question or providing a statement, right? So now either way, you are left side, right side, you are the person who is asking the question, or you are the person who is going to respond to the asked question, right? So the two parties there. So you're trying to understand, which quadrant is basically you are in, right? So come, let's take a look at the quadrant of question that you can ask. So there's basically four quadrant of question you can ask. One is called a naive question. So later I explain to you what does a naive question look like. I'm sure all of these questions you have faced before. I'm sure all of these questions and statement you have done before. Right? It's not something surprising. It's not something new. I did not discover this yesterday and come and share with you. This is actually very common in the market. Super common inside the market, right? So the second level of question is basically called an entitled question. Entitled question and entitled statement, right? So then is there going to be a collaborative type, and also there's going to be support type, right? So now let's take a look at what every type basically means. So we will start off with the naive question, right? So now again, the question doesn't really have good or bad. There are some people or some situation you can only cough out a naive question. There are some situation and some place you can only cough up a naive question. There are some situation and some place whereby you can rightly put out an entitled question or an entitled statement. Later I'll tell you. There are some situation where you need to be collaborative. Your question needs to be collaborative, and some need to be very, very supportive. So again, there's no right, no wrong. It all depends on situation, circumstance, your level, who are you dealing with. A lot of this will come in, right? But no matter how you ask the question, it's gonna fall into one of these four boxes, right? So these are called a framework. Everything will go into the framework. So aka in our things, these four are called Tai Chi. These four are called Tai Chi, right? So which means that these are all the answer, everything get categorized. So now you guys start to learn how Chinese think, right? So Chinese thinks in boxes. Everything that come in, Chinese will put inside different boxes. So that's why there are no fixed answer to Chinese stuff. Because why? The box got too many things inside. So you cannot find a fixed answer. But the answer is inside. Right, so come, let's take a look at naive question. So how do you identify a naive question? A naive question is when somebody asks you a question but has not own self done any homework. AKA you can call this lazy. Right, now sometimes no choice. The question that you ask is naive, but it can be it can be forgiven. Like for example, if that thing is really something that you have never encountered before. You have never encountered before and you see someone, you can only ask a naive question. Okay, like for example, so the big one, for example, for you, if suddenly you go out, Independence Day, you see a UFO coming down, right? So that particular, the sky start burning because of the heat of the UFO plane, coming down there, everybody looking at the UFO, right? What question can you ask? You can only ask a naive question, right? So there's no homework for you to do, right? So like for example, if let's say a small town person, right? So now this one is a very old example, right? So you guys know that the hot water heater, right? Hot water shower, right, was a very new invention. Very new invention means that it's probably about 60-70 years old. Yeah, which means that it's something that got invented for the last, 100 years. And before this, there was no such thing as hot water shower. Not so convenient. You want hot water, you have to boil the water, pour into the tank. It's a laborious work. So if let's say that you are from a small town during that particular time, you have always been taking cold shower, right? So, and you know that, access to hot water to get hot bath, hot shower is very difficult. And then suddenly you go to the big town, again, your uncle house, your uncle house got this hot water shower. Now, I can remember this, really last time my house, no hot water shower. Then, we travel to KL. So I'm from a small town, right? So we travel to KL, then go to this. At that time, it was called a rich relative. Right now, if I look back, it's so only actually, right? Because why? Is obviously richer than me lah. I know compare, right? So to go to his house, right? Then he was teaching me how to use the hot shower. Turn this one on, and then you see that. Oh, you see water straight away hot one. So you see, if at that particular level, I can only ask a very naive question. Can like that one? You see, that's a naive question, right? So a child usually would be asking a naive question, but you see, you don't get angry with a child or a person from a small town come up and ask you a naive question, because why? You know that particular person brain is limited to that particular person. It's limited, and when they ask a naive question, it's completely fine. But when you know that the person's brain capacity is much more higher than that, and he still resort to ask a naive question, right? This is where usually, you solicit some form of angry frustration from the other guy. So you just imagine, you want to ask a QiMen question, you're going to ask a naive QiMen question. And then, it's like, the other side is not very cool with it, right? So yeah, it's like you ask me a naive question, I will sometimes be very uncool with you, right? So problematic, right? So which means you have not done your homework, right? So now just give you an example, my daughter, right? So now all the example is going to be my daughter, right? So let's think about my daughter. My daughter asked me this, one day, Daddy, the internet is down. Right? True story, internet went down. So now this question, to you, how my daughter, just give you some perspective. My daughter, she's 16 years old. She's a 16 years old girl, been using the internet for some time already. Right? She's the type that can manage a lot of this thing in the computer, and one day, and this is not the first time the internet is down. We are in Malaysia, so in Malaysia, internet down, power down, water down, everything down is very normal. Everything also go down in Malaysia, right? So no surprise. It's not something that's new, it's something that's already happened, right? So we have done this many rounds. So, they call like, Daddy, internet is down, right? So now to me, you ask this sort of question, if the question ends here, it's opening question, this question ends here, sure, you're going to solicit, a form of retaliation from this particular father. Right? Because cannot be from your level, you tell me this sort of thing. So now, like, internet is down, my first response gonna look at you that you think I'm an internet repair person. Right? What's wrong with the answer? Right? Internet is down, you ask me for what? Right? The internet doesn't belong to me, I'm not the internet service provider. You should know that. You see, the homework is you should know that your father is not an internet service provider. Why the hell are you telling me the internet is down? Right? So you're asking a question about internet, there must be something that you want, right? It must be something that you want, right? So, but there's a lot of homework that you can basically do. Right? So you see, downright, if you ask me this sort of question, right, my answer is not going to be gentle. It's not going to be, because I know that there is a lot of homework that you have not done, not willing to do, not doing, haven't been done, that you could have done. Right? So can you see, when you ask a question that time, right? So this is people who ask questions that does not supply with enough homework. Right? Background circumstance don't have, this one don't have, that one don't have, things that you should do, you didn't tell. Right? Your question is not very understandable. But later we'll go there when we talk about structure question, then another episode, structure question. There will be this concept called the question need to be clear. Right, so later we'll explain to you what does clear question mean. Right, so same thing now. Right, so now if she would have come to me with this sort of homework done, Daddy, internet is down. So I've checked the router already. It's like I've turned on and turned off the router. it doesn't seems to work at all, right? So because every single time the internet is down, the first stupid thing that any internet person will ask you to do is to turn off and turn on the thing. Sometimes really turn off, turn on, it will just reconnect one. Right? So that's the first dumb thing that every single internet I would assume that she know, because this has already been done a lot of times. She's seen me did it a lot of time, and she know where the switches are. Right? So she would have at least say that I've turned off and turned on the the router and it's not working, and I've also called up the what we call the service line. So we're using Maxis. You should call Maxis, right? Call Maxis. She know what's the number because her phone is actually a Maxis line phone as well. Can be done, right? So call out a Maxis number, and then she would have just tell me that I've called up the Maxis number, but I couldn't find the option to report the thing, right? So seems to be cannot get into any human. I'm telling you the truth. The stupid Maxis, sorry Maxis, your customer service helpline is not helpful at all, right? So it completely cannot find the menu to get a human to talk to you. No way. Yes, all the button you can try and press, there will be no human talking to you, and there is no option to report the line down. So what the hell are you supposed to do? You keep on going onto the loop and trying to sell you a Samsung Galaxy. Right? But she could have actually tell me that I've tried calling Maxis, couldn't find the button. So that I'm in a bit of a situation whereby it's out of my capability to fix it. Can you step in and see what you can do? That would be a completely okay question. See, the homework has been done as it. I've tried this, I've tried that. Now this one, the most classic one that you can relate to is, I think you have heard of it, right? Especially in employment. Right? In employment, there was this saying, right? Don't come to me with the problem, come to me with the solution. In actual sense, both sides also got the sentence wrong. Right? So you see, the entire idea is not that you really don't come to me with a problem. You can come to me with a problem, but you need to show me that you have think about the problem. And a lot of stuff, the problem is that they like to raise problem, right? But they have not used their brain to think about the problem. This is where the thing is, they tell you have to come with the solution. Because if you come with the solution, means that you at least have put in some thought about it. The important point right now is that the employer, your boss, want to see that you have invested enough time and brain power into processing the problem before coming to them. I actually know employer want an employee that is aka called brainless one. Right? So some employee is really just asking to be murdered. Right? They're asking to be murdered. They come over, they raise a problem, right? Then when we look at it, right, they have no other follow-up one. There's nothing behind the thing that they raise one. Then what's the point of you raising it? And number two, I'm thinking is that what do I need you for in this organization? It's like I'm paying you money and I need to come up with a solution for you. You're taking my money, you're supposed to come up with a solution for me. The reason why I employ you is that there are certain things that I don't want to do. That's why I pay you. I pay you to remove my pain. I'm not paying you to increase my pain, then I have to remove your pain. That is wrong. Okay, right? So if you're an employee, please do think on behalf of your employer. Whether you don't like your employer, doesn't matter. You receive an amount of money, you need to exchange with solution. Not your come to work time. Right? A lot of people think that you're supposed to come to work, whatever it is. Right? So the next time you try to raise certain thing up to your employer, please show your employer you have done some thinking, which means that, hey, employer, I've actually found this particular problem, and from my meager, small little brain, very small experience situation, I have thought about this and I've come up with my level solution is this and this. Now, boss, you are much more higher level than me. You can see that better, right? How can I improve this answer so that I can solve the problem? I want to solve the problem. I want to help solve the problem, but this is how much I can go. Right? Can you top up a bit? It's completely okay if your sentence is like that. If that is the type of question that you're asking. Right? Can see so perfectly naive question is that it's like stupid type of question. It's like, obviously you have not done anything. Right? That's what I tell your team. Right? Come to me with a problem, fine, but come to me with a possible solution. Yeah, Evan. Possible solution also sometimes scare the people because there's this stigma of right and wrong. So just tell you, your employer doesn't really care whether your solution is right and wrong. The important thing is that I see that you have put in effort to actually find a solution. Actually, it's expected that your solution is actually wrong one. Expected one, but it's enough homework has been done. The same thing also, no, it's like if she called me as for a problem, I expected that she probably couldn't solve the problem, or else she won't call me, right? But it's a bit disappointing when you have not done any of the required homework. So this is called a naive question. You yourself try not to, ask this sort of naive question. Right? So a naive question in QiMen sounds like, will I be successful doing this? That's a very naive question. Right? That is a very naive question. Will I be successful doing this? Because why? Zero background circumstance. How to answer? Right? So again, I like to do, if the bag of flour on the table is delicious, well, very difficult. It's delicious for the people in Africa, right? So the people in Africa is basically eating tapioca party, right? Tapioca party put on a hot plate, right? Because they got no food to eat, any food is delicious, right? But for you, your roti canai need to go together with curry chicken, then really very nice, right? The tapioca flour, thingy is just roti canai. In Singapore, high class is called prata. Doesn't matter, right? So you guys understand, right? It's very difficult to answer a naive question without getting angry, right? So one classification of people can ask naive question anytime is called baby. Right? Do you know that baby, every time baby cry is basically baby asking a question, and that there's no way for you to know what the hell the baby is talking about. And what we call the adults will have very good patience to come and guess what the baby is. But no, it says that is it diaper, is it hungry, is it cold, is it hot, is it getting bitten, is it scared? When you are small and cute, naive question is fine. So it's just like a kid's 3-4 years old come and ask you, what is this, what is that, what is happening here, what is happening there? You will see that these are all very naive questions. But then, you find entertainment and joy in answering this sort of question. But if it's an adult coming to you, this sort of stuff, right, you get pissed off with the fella, right? Because why? You got a brain, use it. Right? Especially right now, you can chat GPT, Google. Your question, right, before you come over, can you use Google and chat GPT to actually run through one time first? Right? At least you tell me that, I've actually pumped this into chat GPT, right? But cannot understand what the hell the fella is, right? This is how much I know. Can you top up a bit, right? So that is a valid question, even if it's very naive, right? So that's basically called naive question, right? So then you can take a look at it, right? So now and title question is right, a question whereby you can reasonably handle, but the situation you couldn't be bothered. Right? It's those type of question whereby you can reasonably handle it on your own. You can take care of it, right? And I know you can take care of it. Which means that this is supposed to be your homework, not mine. Okay, it's supposed to be your homework. You're supposed to do this. You haven't even done your part. And then you are coming over here and, trying to demand me to do my part when you have not even done your part. Right, so this one is what we call a entitled question, couldn't be bothered question. Right, so now when you are asking a couldn't be bothered question, you really need to know that what position you're in. Right, so if you are in a position of power, I think you can ask a couldn't be bothered question. Position in power means what? You have a party, you are the party who has money, and the other party need your money. Okay, this is one situation. You are the party who has the money, the other party wants your money, and if you ask the couldn't be bothered question, you will get a reasonable answer. Because why? The fellow want your money, Right, so this is basically an employer-employee. Right, so now a lot of people say that why is the boss so stupid? So not that the boss is so stupid, the boss is really couldn't be bothered. The reason why they hired you is because they need you to do certain work that they don't want to do. It's obviously they don't want to do the work. But if they want to do the work, you wouldn't be hired. Make sense or not? If I want to do the work on my own, I wouldn't hire you. If I hire you, mean that I want you to do the work. It's not because I cannot do the work. Like for example, if you ask somebody to come your house and clean your house, in Malaysia right now is 4 hour 90 ringgit. And it's 90 ringgit for a 4 hour. You know, they will come over, they will help you clean the house. It's because you cannot clean the house? No, it couldn't, because you couldn't be bothered to clean the house. Why do they come over and help clean your house? Because they want your 90 baht. You have the 90 baht. Right? So then, you know, you can basically do entitled stuff. Entitled stuff means that, you know, hey, that corner, you know, help me clean it like this. Oh, that part, right? You can basically, you know, give an command, question, you know, statement. That part, like this, you know, like this. Hey, that one can put, that one expensive one, you know, don't make it fall. It's completely fine. It's completely fine when you are basically doing that. And also, you know, if let's say somebody love you enough, somebody couldn't be bothered, mean that, you know, I want to go someplace, you know, I want to go someplace, you know, I could have used Grab, I can take public transport, you know, I got my own car, but I want to call you to come and fetch me to the place. If the guy love you enough, right? So a guy love you enough, you can give a couldn't be bothered statement. So you are in the position of power, in the position of demand. You can do this, couldn't be bothered. But the problem is that when you are not in your space, not in your place, and you still gonna throw a couldn't be bothered. No, it's like so this one is in QiMen is the guy is asking a free question. Right? So got a free question, you know, you got no power, and then you know the attitude is like, no, you owe me an answer. Then you die. Then sure die one, right? So now my daughter example is this, right? Daddy, no more milk in the fridge. Right? So when you daddy no more milk in the fridge, right? So first of all, can she buy milk on her own? Okay. She got the money to buy? Okay. Right? She know where to buy? Yes. So which means that she can actually handle this situation on her own. That like as if she doesn't know when the milk is going to finish, because you know she's the one drinking the milk. Right? So you can see, so when you give me this sort of statement, right, you know, you get really very reflective question, you know. It's like when you got this, first thing I do that, why you fight with the shop, is it? You have a fight with the shop recently. The shop owner decide not to sell you milk. Then you don't know where the shop is it? The shop moved already, you couldn't find the shop. Right? So then who need to drink the milk? Daddy or you? So if you need to drink the milk, you know where the shop is, you didn't fight with the shop owner, right? You got money, go buy. Can you see, you know? Can you see when you ask this sort of question, right? So when I know those are the things that you need to do and you are not doing any of those stuff, and then you come and, you know, try to slide the bucket to me, right? You know, I will kick the bucket and fly it onto your face. Right? Can see, right? So this is basically an entitled question. You have asked it before, you have seen people ask this type of thing before. Usually respond not really that good. Right? Usually respond because why? Now this one, the key point is who is in pain first. If I'm in pain, I need something from you, right? So okay, I need your money. If I need your money, you're the person who can pay me the money. You can be as entitled as you want. I will serve you more. But if you are the one who need an answer and you are the one who is in pain, you better not be entitled. Make sense, right? You better not ask this sort of entitled, you know, question. Right? So, you know, we are not your parent. When we are not your parent, we don't really care about your, what we call, your condition. Your parent, yes. Right? So you can be entitled in front of your parent. Your parent love you. Right? Your parent love you, you know. Yeah, you know, you can do a lot of things. You know, when one party love you enough, or when one party is rich enough, you can be as entitled as you want. Okay, but under normal circumstances, if you sentence your thing in an entitled manner, usually you will get a really bad, what we call reflection answer, right? So just try to be careful a bit, right? So when you're basically doing this, right? So third type of question is basically called collaborative question. So collaborative question means that you are trying to solicit an exchange in resources. I have certain things, you have certain things that I don't have. right? So, and I'm trying to basically ask you, whether it's able, you can help out with the situation or not. So now this is actually a good question. When you are asking a question, right, you need to basically let the other party know what have you brought to the table and what is required from the other party, right? So that the other party know what to look for, what the hell to expect, how can he or she contribute into these things, right? By the way, a QiMen manifestation have to be this level of question. You want to do a good QiMen manifestation is this level of question, right? You go and ask a naive question or a very entitled question in a QiMen manifestation. That's why you fail. That's why you knock the wall. That's why you die. That's why it cannot work, right? Because why? Even the universe doesn't like those type of questions. Okay, right? So you need to ask this sort of question. So it's basically as an exchange question. So now when we go to the other session about structuring a question, I will teach you how to structure a question. So because if you don't know, you need to structure a question in a bit of a collaborative manner. Very difficult for you to structure. So you need to have the general concept of a collaborative question, right? A collaborative question basically is sometimes called win-win situation. I bring this, it's like potluck. I bring this, you bring that. Then everybody get to eat, right? So you bring something to the potluck, he brings something to the potluck, then you get to eat different food. Everybody get to eat, it's like a potluck situation, right? So you don't go to the potluck situation empty-handed. Right, you go to the potluck situation empty-handed, it's called entitled. You go to the potluck situation empty-handed and you don't know about it, it's called naive. Okay, right, so my daughter is this one. Daddy needs see dentist. Okay, right, so now here's the thing, right? She know how to make appointment with the dentist. She know how to make appointment with the dentist, right? So the bracelets that she has, she's the one who asked for it. Expensive, but since she asked for it, she have already even done the research when she was asking. Yeah, she was asking like, can I do this thing, bracelet thingy, right? So and then she managed to show me some research that she has done, what type of bracelets, whatever it is, whether this is ceramic, whatever, this type, that type, a lot of types. Then she's able to tell me, hey, if you go to this sort of clinic, this much, those are research she has done. You see, she has already done her homework. So you see, that's why I say that I know she can do her homework, whether she want to do or not. She did all her homework, right? So and then she came over and asked me whether can, right? So whatever it is, then I have to do my own research, whatever. So okay, done. So every month she have to go back to the dentist to do all the tweaking adjustment thingy, right? So the tweaking adjustment, which I call a torture session, right? So she from time to time she will tell me that, Daddy, this particular date appointment need to go back to see the dentist. So she know how to get to the dentist. She knows. Go to the dentist. She know how to get to the dentist. Go other places, buy milk. Don't know. Very funny girl. So she just need me to pay. Okay, right? So now what she bring in all the information that she has, all the things, all the homework that she need to do, going over to the dentist side, all she will take care of all that particular side. The part that she cannot take care of is basically coming out with the money to pay the dentist. So, okay, then I'll send money to her. I can see that this is called a collaborative type of thing. I've done my part. Right? So can you see that when you're asking a QiMen question, it's actually a collaborative. Hey, this is what I want to do. I'm going to see the dentist. Right? So, and then these are the homework that I've done. These are all the things that I've done. Right? So, universe, these are the things that seems like I cannot do. Can you help me out? Right? So the part of it that she cannot get it done is basically, pay the money. Right? Confirm she cannot get it done. So this is where Daddy Dearest come in. Ta-da! Pay the money. Right? That's it. Very simple only one. Right? So this is called a collaborative question. So these questions are usually pretty okay. These are considered pretty nice quality questions. So your job is to be aware when you are making a statement or when you are asking a question that time, see what level of question am I asking? I try to avoid naive question unless it's really a naive situation. Right? Naive situation means that you really don't have any way of getting any information. It's really completely new, and the one in front of you is the only expert. You can only ask a naive question. Okay, right? Then title, definitely try not to do this sort of statement. Even if you are in a position that can try not to, try to move yourself to a collaborative state. Right? You want to get things done, you need to be able to do collaborative statement. Does it mean that John Kim, does it mean that the commitment is sort of like payback that will happen in the future that I have mentioned in the earlier session? That one you need to have a bit of a longer session on that. Depend on the quality of question that you are asking. Some question doesn't really have a payback. Some question, which means some forecast, some sort of question, some sort of manifestation do not really have a payback. Right, so that's why you need to see if you're asking way beyond your capability, usually there's a payback. But anyway, that one, when we structure question that time we talk, but right now, just overall big picture, you try to learn how to do a collaborative question. Then there is a fourth level of question, right? Fourth level is called support question, right? So right? So you already know how to get the things done. You already know one. But you just want to get a different vantage point. Right? You just want to get a second opinion. And basically, you just want to get a second opinion. So a forecast is this type of question. A forecast is this type of question. Manifestation is a collaborative question. A forecast is the support question. So forecast basically means that I already have a grand plan ready. Right? Just now, the war, right? The war, you're asking forecast, right? I already usher all my soldiers to the front of the battlefield already. You see, I already have planned, right? So I'm gonna attack this particular fort. Right. So right now is that my plan is that I'm gonna use archer. So QiMen, how if I use archer at this particular time to whack the fella, right? Tell me. So it basically answer you whether archer is gonna work or not, right? So that's a direct yes/no forecast. Right. So whether archer is gonna work or not, direct yes/no forecast. Okay. Or you are asking, if archer is not gonna work, any other angle, another option you have. That is basically a forecast question. So this is a vintage point question. So now a lot of time, sometimes people ask this question, like for example, right? So what is the different vantage point question? Let's say that you organize a trip. Let's say you organize a trip. Right? Now sometimes you organize a trip, right? There are certain people who follow the trip that has no contribution, right? This particular fellow followed no contribution, right? But you still want the fellow to come just for fun basis. Like for example, your girlfriend, right? Your girlfriend, right? So you organize the trip, you go, right? Now to be frank, whether your girlfriend come, you don't come, you can still go to the trip. The trip has already been arranged and organized already. So, but if your girlfriend or that girl that you have fancy about, say yes that she will come, right? Somehow the trip is better, and it doesn't change the quality of the trip, right? You're still going to the same freaking direction. You're going to spend the same amount of money and you're going to do the same amount of things. But add this particular girl together, right? It's like the entire trip become luxury trip, just in your brain, right? Now, so these are type of the girl is a support, It's a support, right? Got super bonus, don't have, still can do. Okay, that's basically as well. So a lot of what we call high level achieved people actually ask a lot of support questions, because one, they acknowledge that they have blind spot. It's actually a humble question, a support question. They know that they have blind spot, right? But they have the determination to get this particular thing done. So it's either I learn the blind spot through experience of failure, or I get somebody else who probably have already gone through this before. Right, this is what mentor, all those coaches is supposed to assist you in, right? So for you to really utilize a mentor or utilize a coaches, right? In the first place, you need to be able to execute first. You have the drive to execute. So a lot of people, when they ask a QiMen question, they have zero drive of execution. So that's why your question collapses. You ask the question, you make the manifestation, you did not do the work that is required. Now, this is where your payback comes in. The payback is you did not do your work, right? You did not put back. That's basically the payback. Part that you need to go and execute, you did not go. And a lot of people do QiMen is, they expect miracle to happen. that they themselves did not put in any effort at all, and somehow magically an alien come down and get things done for them. If you are that type, good luck to you, right? So that's it, right? So daughter example goes, right? So daddy, does this look nice? Right? So now this one sometimes also girlfriend asks. Sometimes girlfriend class also ask. No, it's like now a lot of time, right? The whatever the government already decided to buy already. It's just coming out to get a second opinion from you, right? So frankly speaking, my daughter won't even care what is the feedback I give to her, whether it's nice or not nice. She don't care. She would have bought it, but it's a plus point for her if, let's say, the daddy dearest say, oh, this is so awesome, you got such a good taste, yeah, my girl is, it's a plus point, right? Even if you say you don't like it, she actually doesn't freaking care too much. Right? You start to understand this is the fourth question, right? So now recently I just watched a short clip. So I don't know what movie it is for. I just watched a short clip. I don't know whether it's TikTok or IG. Watch a short clip. So it was Aaron Kwok, one of my younger day idol. Aaron Kwok, younger day idol. So nowadays when he act, he always pick up the more mature, serious type. Mature, serious police, mature, serious lawyer, right? So there was this particular scene, right? It's like very angrily looking at the crowd, there, right? So and then he said that I'm asking for advice, not your opinion. Oh, so this basically is the pot type of question, right? So I'm asking you something, right? So I'm looking for advice from you guys. I'm not looking for statement or opinion. Right, so which means if you got statement and opinion, you don't have any advice, you shut your hell out mouth. I know what I'm doing. I need some advice on the things that I'm doing right now. So if you don't have it, fuck off. Right, sometimes, right? So achievement forecast question is actually this sort of question. I know what I'm doing. I know the circumstance. I know what I'm doing. Hey, achievement, tell me if I continue with my current path or doing this, right? How big of a wall am I going to be ramming myself into? And that is basically the baseline question that you're asking, right? And then, the subline question is, what are the side alternative or the side circumstance that I'm not looking at? So QiMen can help you open up your vantage point. So that's why if you are asked a loaded question basically is an entitled question. Right, so it's like, I want to sell this house and then I want to make 30%, those are called loaded questions. What the hell makes you think that you are entitled for a 30% profit? Right, your house very special, is it? Or you think you're very special? Or you think your purchaser very stupid? What circumstance are you in that, you got 30%? You haven't even presented your circumstance yet. You're asking for 30% gain. That's called an entitled question. You are deserve to, you deserve to ram the door. I'll let you ram the door. Okay, right? So, but let's say different is that I got this particular strategy. I'm gonna put in this. I'm gonna do this sort of advertising on it. Right? So I'm a bit more different than the other people. All these things that I'm gonna do, right? And I'm thinking of maybe after doing all of this stuff, right? So 30%. Is it possible? This is a very, 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 very good. Right? I give you the circumstance, right? I give you the circumstance because when you give the circumstance, right, your QiMen chart actually can confirm your circumstance, right? It does confirmation. Right? So I'll do one example for you, which I've stolen from one of these fella of mine. Right? So I'll show you, right? So I'll show you where are the confirmation part of it and how to come up with a strategy. But your question need to be of quality. If no quality, yeah. Right, so in a consult, you see in a consult, when you are paying money, which means that you have already done some form of action, you are paying a some amount of money. It's okay for me to coach you into the right question. But if this is a free question, you die on your own self. Lazy. Right? If you are paying money, I've received your money already. I will coach you on how to get to the right question. No problem. Okay, but then if you're not paying any money, this is a free question. You really die on your own self, right? Daughter asked still okay, right? Wife asked is a trick question. Same answer lah. Same sort of answer, right? So your wife asked Edward, your wife asked, right, if this is look nice or not, right? So you just go out and tell her, so how about buy a second set just for spare? This one look very nice, buy a second set just for spare. Now here's the money, go buy. Maybe get a different color. Just it, your answer wife really, really easy one. Let's go there. This one look pretty okay. You wanna, you buy a second set. Is there a twin set? Is there a different color? Maybe, just buy an extra one. Here's the money. Go buy extra. Done. Right? Here's the money. Go buy extra one. You can buy a different one, whatever it is, right? So which means I can buy one. It's fine. I love you enough. Go buy. Yeah, I answer your wife's question already. That's what she wanna hear. Right, she want to hear, I love you enough. You put one on yourself also. I feel you're okay one. No, go buy another one. Take the money, go buy another one. You're worth the money. Okay, go. Yeah, done. Okay. So my daughter, really, frankly speaking, she buys something, right? So like, recently, she buy what we call mooncake. Right? So she just send me a picture of mooncake. Say that, hey, daddy, there's this mooncake selling. Blah blah blah, whatever. So again, a lot of stories. Whatever the stories, so can I buy some? So I said, okay, how much you want, then I just send the money to her, send the money to her. Then one day, I said, hey, where's the mooncake? Finish eating already. I didn't even see the wrapper. Wrapper also no chance to see. Still, so she's asking this, it's like, it's a part collaborative question. It's a part collaborative question. She need my money to buy it. She have already done the homework, there's some mooncake story, right? So she has shown that, she has done her part of the work of obtaining where to buy the mooncake, how to buy the mooncake. And she is basically asking for support whether, can buy the mooncake or not. So, she has done all the things that, need to be done, and then she eat the mooncake. Yeah, daddy approved the mooncake. Yum, 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 yum. Nom, 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 nom. Mooncake gone. Right? Yeah. So it's like, okay, you like to eat the mooncake, buy. It's okay, it's fine. Right? So then I decided to just put some more extra money on her, and then say that next time you see anything interesting that you like, just tell daddy, just go buy. It's okay. No worry. It's not like she can break the bank account. She's not that type of girl yet, at least. Right, so that these are the 4 quadrant of question that you can ask. For you is that you please observe yourself, see which sort of question that which sort of sentence that normally you spur out of your mouth more, right? Hopefully it is not the naive entitled side. That side is very weak question, and it usually only works if you are in certain special position, right? If you are in certain special position, then you can be as entitled, as naive as you want, and people will say kawaii. And so now if you are, if you are a girl that, I like very, very much, you can be as naive as you want. It will be amazing to me. Oh, this is so amazing. You're so cute. Right? You're so innocent. Right? So now the other side of the niceness is naive is innocent. Right. Anyway, right? So try yourself to basically go on to the collaborative or the support side. So collaborative support side give you power, because why? You have done your part. You know where your part is. You know where you stand. You have done your part, and you know exactly which are the additional things that you need to put in that you currently could not have access to. So you know who to find. Right? You basically know who to find to get the thing. Right? So if it's in the support side, is that you are humble enough to know that you probably have not seen everything yet. You might want a different vantage point. Doesn't mean that you agree with the different vantage point. Do not mean that you need to adjust to the vantage point, but it's just that at least I know. So if it goes fail, if it goes things, I know where it fails. So, right? So I know that I fail because I did not listen to the advice. Right? So you mean somebody gave me an "I told you so," right? I told you so, and I didn't listen. So at least So the next time, I would go and ask the same person, and this time I will listen. Right? So this is the 4 quadrant for you. So this one form the basis. of the question, right? So now, next time when you guys ask the question, right? So I will probably be using some of this, right? So I'm basically telling you that now this sort of question is basically a entitled question, right? So I might blow up, right? So now just tell you, if you are faced with a lot of naive question, right? It ends up a lot of the anger inside you. Yeah, you know, when you're answering naive questions, it's very frustrating. Angry. Right? It's like dealing with a baby, a crying baby. Frustrated and angry, what the hell you want? But then you can't choke the blood, right? So no, then when an entitled person come to you, then you will release all the anger into the entitled person. Because why? If you couldn't be bothered, why should I bother? You know, it's a really a no fuck situation. Right, so you will basically channel all the pent up anger and frustration inside you into this particular entitled person. You die. So tell me, if you suddenly, ask the question which is under the entitled one, the risk for you is that you'll be taking up the brunt of everything that the other party has suffered from the naive guy. It's all going to be transferred, all the energy going to be transferred to you. Not pleasant one, huh? So that's why, okay, don't play. Collaborative, pretty okay. Collaborative question usually is pretty okay. You know, my side, your side, a bit of swap. I help you today, you help me tomorrow. It's pretty okay. So support question also is pretty support question. So I'm trying to move you all more towards the collaborative support statement question. Right, so no, that's it for today. For the QiMen side, so I'll be using this conceptualization in the future presentation. Right, so again, for those of you who would like also to help other people out, do click the share button, share it out to other people. Just say that there was this particular long-winded, interesting guy who shared a little bit about QiMen questions, stuff like that. Let the fellow also learn this. So I'll be using this, right? So I'll be using some of this particular concept and statement in my future, right? So in the future, if let's say that some people don't understand this, you direct them to watch this again. Okay, cool. That's it, guys. See you all. Bye.